Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I filmed this day in the life about a year ago, but my routine kept a lot of the same dimensions. So I woke up here at around 8 a.m., had Vega come up into bed with me. That's something we started doing maybe 6 or so months after I got her, after everything was settled and the rules were set. I gave her permission to come on the bed with me. Here she is running out to the living room because she knows that breakfast is coming. Vega loves mornings, whether I wake up at 4 in the morning to catch a flight or at 9 in the morning because it's a Saturday. She's always very happy to be awake. So here we are doing puppy push-ups. I'm having her sit and stand and go down. And this is just part of obedience training and maintaining really good control. And to measure out her food there, I gave her about a cup of kibble. I used this really cool tactile measuring cup I got during training. And here I'm gonna go ahead and give her some of the water supplement that I talk about in my dorm tour video. When I went to see the vet, she was about 3.5 years old, and the vet said that she had the teeth of a 1-year-old. So the water supplement is at least not doing any harm. There I had some Cocoa Puffs, not super healthy, but that's okay. And we got back into bed. I woke up much earlier than I really needed to for class, so I had a hot second there to just relax before moving forward with my routine. And there I am picking out some clothes, so it looks like that day I went with some rusty red jeans and with a long sleeve shirt with a collar poking out the front. Sort of looks like a sweater shirt. Then it looks like I threw on a black jacket with a blue scarf, and I think I filmed this around Christmas time, so there might be some decorations because I love putting up lights in my room. And there we are heading out. Vega is all harnessed up, and if you are interested in learning more about the harness, you can check out my daily equipment video. I go into a lot of detail about exactly how the harness is set up and oriented. And I'm really fortunate. I live very close to my college campus, so I can walk there every morning, and that's what we're doing here. If you guys are curious in hearing the audio from this track, I filmed the entire journey to class, and so that involves a lot of me talking to Vega, communicating with her, good girl, forward when we stop at curves and things like that. Just let me know and I can look into posting the full audio if you're curious. If you do want to know a little bit more about traveling with a guide dog, I highly recommend Joy Ross on YouTube. So here we are popping into an elevator, heading up to my class. I'm a little late, so there's not a lot of people in the hallway. But here we are. And depending on the type of seating in the room, Vega will get under my chair. So here she's getting under the chair because there's enough room. The chair is high enough off the ground, what have you. So now we're taking the escalators down. So when there are not too many people on the escalators, then I will go that route because it's a little bit quicker. And GDF is a school that teaches dogs to do escalators, no boots required. I just try to be really cautious and really watch out for her safety. And there I headed down to what we call the atrium. It's basically a courtyard that was converted a number of years ago. A roof was put over it for a meeting with a professor. And then we're heading back up the escalators to go to my next class. So I had a little bit of a gap there between my classes. I had enough time to do a meeting, but I usually try to stack my classes in the morning. That way I have the whole afternoon free. It's just a great perk of being in college. You really have a lot of control over your schedule. Here we are heading down the hallway, and the classroom we're in is pretty modern. It's got carpeting and it has nice boards and everything. And there I met up with my friend Nicole, who makes a brief cameo a little bit later in the video, but we are headed to a buffet on campus. It's a cafeteria. So you'll see there are a lot of people here, and that's actually something I requested when I got a dog. They asked me in my interview, what are 3 challenging things you face? And I said one of them are big crowds. When it's passing period, there are tons of people crossing every which way. Vega does a great job of navigating that. And here we are heading to the cafeteria. It's not that great, but it's decent enough. It's college cafeteria food, which is not necessarily known for being great for you. And I think that day I got some stir fry, so not too bad. And if you've never really been to crazy places, busy places, big places, a lot to choose from and to do by yourself before, I highly recommend going with somebody just the first few times to get acclimated, to kind of learn which lines serve what on a regular basis.
Hey, I'm having lunch with Emmeline after our marketing class.
And there Vega is under my chair again. She looks very cute. She always looks very cute. And here we are heading out of the cafeteria. So I'm just showing a little bit here, navigating through, again, a solid number of people. We are heading outside. I will say the nice thing about at least my college campus and other ones I've been to is that even if they're in a city, they're very quiet, they're relaxed. There's usually trees and some grass. It's just nice, it feels nice. Most campuses are relatively closed off to traffic for convenience and safety, of course, but that makes for a great pedestrian experience. Again, it's just more quiet. You don't have to pay as much attention to that. And as I'm walking down the sidewalk here, there are a lot of those lime and bird scooters on the sidewalk, which can be a little bit of a pain. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they're sort of like the Razor scooters you might have grown up with, but they're bigger and heavier and metallic, and people can lease them out for a ride for a few bucks at a time, but they do tend to leave them lying around. And here we are at Target, so I was just picking up a few groceries. Nicole came with me. Now, when you're grocery shopping, it can be helpful to get oriented to the grocery store ahead of time, so just having somebody walk through and the things you know that you'll want on a regular basis, figuring out exactly where those are, because it can be annoying to ask for help every time you need to grab the milk or the bread or what have you. So making an extra effort just to memorize those common things. And here we are, headed back home. It was probably around 2 p.m. when we were walking back here, which is a really nice perk of going to college again. After coming from high school where I never left school before 4 p.m., getting to go home at 2 is a nice break. And there Vega is. I'm giving her some water. Nowadays, we do free watering because I've observed her and she does a pretty good job of knowing how much she needs, not overdoing it. But at the time I was measuring, so when I got home there, I gave her another cup. Here I am studying for my international business class. Vega is hanging out under my desk. She really likes hanging out under my desk, so that's just a cute quirk of hers.
Go get it! Yeah! Good job, yeah. Good girl.
And here she is getting dinner, another cup of kibble at night.
Ready to go, Vega? Vega!
And she's harnessed back up again, and we are heading back out. I had a 6 o'clock club meeting. It's specifically the disability club on my campus. If you are not part of any sort of disability or blindness community, I highly encourage looking into it. It's just a great place to find friends and socialize. No matter where you are in your identity with your blindness or what have you, it's just great to have other people who you don't have to necessarily explain yourself to constantly or feel uncomfortable about, because they're all on the same boat as you and there's no judgment. So highly recommend. And there we are, hanging out, walking to the building. Starting to get dark at this point, and that is a nice thing about having a guide dog. Being a young woman walking around and going to meetings, not necessarily super late, but still when it gets dark, I just feel a little bit safer knowing I have a little buddy with me. Even if she is very passive and I know that, others might not necessarily know that, so just an added layer of why I love having a dog. Here I am walking back, and so I walked back with a couple of my friends from my disability club. you should check out on your campus. They may have services where somebody can walk home with you, or you can take a ride home at night if you don't feel 100% safe going by yourself. Just an option that does exist in a lot of campuses. So I made it home around 8:40, showing off some of my Christmas time decorations. I just love lights and things. That's something that I can see, and I like having decorations and feeling festive. Here I am making up some pasta, so I was just going to boil some water, throw my pasta in, and my mom had given me some tomato sauce from the weekend before. She'd come down and visited me, so I just made that. Cooking with a visual impairment can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes, following recipes that give visual directions like cook the meat until brown, or do this until it's just barely simmering. Those are things that are really hard to detect non-visually, but I will say I'm getting a little bit better at cooking, so if you guys are interested, I could make some content around that. But yes, there's my chefdom. I just made some noodles and going for dinner there. So that was my day. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You can find me on Instagram at instagram.com/easiervision, or find Vega on Instagram at instagram.com/the_Vegabus. That's THE_VEGABUS. You can shoot me an email at easiervision@gmail.com, or check me out on WordPress at easiervision.wordpress.com, and I will see you guys next time.